There are only 3 things you have to do to have a comfortable life. Don't complicate it. Life is simple if you let it be. Only 3. I've cracked it. And I promise anyone can do this. My name is Gideon. I'm your copywriter and marketing consultant. But before I share with you these secrets, do me one favor. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. It helps me ship more content. Like, leave a comment, and share to another person you feel might benefit from this. I feel everyone would benefit from this video. Now, what are the 3 things you have to do to have a comfortable life? Let's first define what a comfortable life is, because that meaning is relative. It changes from who you ask. So let's first define it so that we are both on the same page, right? So a comfortable life, I imagine, is one where you can meet all your needs and most of your wants, because wants, no one can really meet all their wants. Wants accumulate with money, so you can never exhaust those. But if you can meet most, I want to think you have a comfortable life. So how can we do that? Number 1, build a personal brand. That is the biggest thing you'll ever do for yourself. Build a personal brand. For anyone who knows me on a personal level, or yourself watching, if you haven't caught up on it, I'm not a good orator. I don't know how to talk. And as such, I don't know how to sell myself to other people to get business. So what I decided to do was to start building my personal brand. I started doing that a few years ago, but actively 2 years ago, just 2 years ago. So what has been the outcome? I'm glad you asked. Over 50, I'm not quite sure, over 60% of the business that comes in at Cyberhost is because of my personal brand. People who have seen me or know me in one way or another professionally. I receive at least 1 job offer on LinkedIn every week. Now, I'll tell you, I know some people who have been looking for a job for over 2 years. You know, I'm not making this stuff up. Some of you have actually experienced this. So build a personal brand. If you've watched the previous video I've made, you know what a brand is. Creating an impression within the minds of your audience. If you want to further your career or your business, people first have to have an impression of you. People don't drink Coca-Cola because it is the best cola. They just think it is the best cola. People don't drive Teslas because they are the best EVs. They just think they are, right? So if people don't think you are the best, even if you are wasting your time. And I don't want you to waste your time if you're following this channel. That is what we want to change. So the number 1 thing you have to do next year, but you have to start now, is start building your personal brand. A brand is built over time. It is not something you achieve overnight or in a fortnight. You have to consciously work on it over and over again. But once you hit it, I promise you, it is the best investment you'll ever do. Number 2, be good at what you do. Companies or people want to associate with people who get things done and get things done right. When I started out in copywriting, I was writing content for comedians, some of the top comedians in the business in my country. How did I end up writing for the best in the business? I started writing on Facebook, and my posts were garnering a lot of good reactions. Reactions a comedian out there would want to see from their audience. That is how they hired me. But my hustle didn't stop there. When I got hired by the first comedian, every comedian I wrote content for, I did 2 things other content creators didn't do. I spent at least 2 hours every day studying that comedian, and at least 3 to 5 hours a day studying their audience. So for example, if your content pandered to the class E audience, I would use public means to pick up on the lingua that your audience uses. I would go into bars, the bars where the class E people meet, and I'll spend most of my time there so that I could connect with them on a personal level. If I could do that, then I could translate that into my content. The outcome, I've never written content for a client that wasn't a sellout. And each comedian recommended me to another comedian, and that is how I ended up writing for almost everyone. So my point is, if you are so good at what you do, you don't have to look for business. Business starts looking for you. And remember, we are trying to have a comfortable life. It is almost impossible to have a comfortable life without money. And it is business looking for you that brings in the money to meet your needs and most of your wants. So you see, build a personal brand, number one, so that business comes in. That is one avid. That is another big funnel of bringing in business. And two, be the best executor of your work. Another funnel still. Now you have two funnels that bring in comfortable money. So what is the third thing? If you have two funnels bring in comfortable money, number three, be content with what you have. From personal experience, if you're not content with what you have, it is, I don't see, and I've tried to sit down and think, and I don't see another way of finding happiness in life. It is important that you are content with what you have, because there is always a step you can upgrade to, and there is always someone who is better than you in terms of living life. Someone has a jet, I don't. If I let that get to me, I'm going to be a sad man. I don't want to be a sad man. But if I have the money to get to places where a person who has a jet goes, I feel for now it is good enough. Owning a jet, maybe I'll own a jet, maybe I won't. But we'll see when that time comes. You see, I'm content with not owning a jet. So when you start racking in comfortable money, start getting content with it. Start being content with it. And being content doesn't mean settle for less. No, listen, do I want clients paying me $1 million per session? Of course I do, and I'm working towards that. You see, I'm not settling for less. I'm saying I'm content with where I am right now and with what I've achieved. When I look at people who are in places I want to be in, like owning a jet, that's a place anyone would aspire to be in. I draw inspiration and work towards it with contentment of where I am right now. And from personal experience, it is from being content with what you have that you get more. I hope this helps, and I hope you take this seriously, because listen, like I said in the start, don't complicate life. Life is so simple if you let it be. With these three things, you can turn your life around, and 2025 could be your year. Start building your personal brand today, because it is a long game. 2, up your game. Be the best there is in your field. And 3, be content with what you have. If you master the 3, you are a master of life. That is my opinion. My name is Gideon Ntumwa, your copywriter and marketing consultant. If you need my services, visit this website, or where are you going to put it? Here. Visit this website, or the link in the description, and let's see how I can help you or your business. Most importantly, don't forget to subscribe. Every subscription that comes in is a goal for me to bring more content like this. As always, stay close to the one that loves you the most.